airplane came to the airport, and it's operated as a museum right now. The airplane here is a 747 jet set for cargo. LAX has two sides. It has a north side and a... Now the south side of the airport is kind of dedicated to cargo. As we can see, the mechanics to our right, they're looking at this engine. Now aviation is a little bit different than auto mechanics. It's have the same and differences. If you're working on your car and you see a problem, you can say, I can wait till the weekend to fix it. In aviation, you can't wait. If you find something doing a routine inspection, you have to fix that right away before the plane goes up in the air. This part of the airport is dedicated to cargo. With your training, to get a job. Now today, I don't see any workers out here, but inside the building, it looks like the inside of an airport. Okay? Now, those are private jets. Like if we hit the lottery, maybe 30, no, not we. If you're in your backyard, you take your hand and you dig it in the dirt and you pull back, you move the dirt, you got a little gully there, that's a trench. So they dug that out and then they covered it over. That's a trench that was spanned. This is another fixed base operation. A tunnel is when you actually take a drill and drill through the ground or drill through a mountain. None of these two structures were drilled. So I have to make that to the engines. In fact, when we go on the other side of the airport, we'll see a Federal Express maintenance facility. I mentioned aviation as a growth area cargo loader. That's actually what it's called, a cargo loader. And he's bringing over the stuff to put in there. So on and off the cargo plane. You have to do that kind of scientifically because you need to keep the weight of the plane equally balanced station so the passengers can get off the train and come to the airport. We are going to... So we have the answer from Google, right? Google, our savior, right? When I went to school, it was an Encyclopedia Britannica. I'll show you our emergency fire department. And we have a fire station north of the airport. For anyone interested in the fire services, you would want to join a fire cadet program while you're in high school. Now last year, LAX, we can see over to the right a lime green truck with red lights. That's a fire paramedic unit. It came from the building I pointed out. With 84 million people flying out of LAX last year, a couple of people are going to get sick and they'll need a little paramedic to come look at them. So now we're going to without stopping for gas. Okay, back then you had to stop a couple of times on a propeller plane to get enough gas to get all the way from New York to LA. They did develop a couple of air mechanics, the flight service people, the ticket takers, cargo baggage handlers. We call the people who work around the airplanes the ground crew. You see a couple of people with the lime green vests on. I mentioned that the airplanes have the right of way at the airport, so as you drive around in congested areas like this, they give you an airplane by yourself. You have to be 16 years old to solo the airplane by yourself. But there is a worldwide shortage of pilots. And those people who decide to take pilot training will always have a job or a career available for them. We just can't meet the demand of training pilots fast enough for the growth in aviation. Right now they're telling me 50,000 pilots in 3 years. Yes. You mean To learn. Is it expensive to learn how to fly? The cost to learn how to fly is similar to going to Cal State for a 4-year degree. Similar cost. Cal State is around $3,000 a year, $4,000 a year, if I'm in the right ballpark. Okay, a year and a half to 2 years, you would be trained as a pilot. So we're looking at maybe $10,000 in 2 years to learn how to fly, and then you train people how to fly, and then they pay you to teach people how to fly. Mainly you're collecting flight hours at that point. After you learn how to fly, you need experience, so you're gaining experience. You can do that by training other people. This is a double-decker, one of the biggest planes that fly here. Airbus is the manufacturer, Model 380. You may see a number of these here. What kind of plane is that? And they're in air operation good. See where that construction work over there? What's the most efficient plane? I would say possibly a Dreamliner these days. The A350 is efficient, it's brand new. Usually the newer planes, you get the most efficiency with the newer models. You also get the range, the long range.